are getting into these fields, and you've just, talked about civil as an example, when they're doing the bachelor's degree, it's a 3-year degree, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So when they are actually doing the degree programs, what's happening with the industry liaison? How are they getting hands? Because obviously Christchurch is the hub for projects in the civil area. How are they actually getting connected to the industry?
We run numerous events throughout the year where we have industry engagement. We have some tours where we take the students out to various facilities, and but our highlight is at the end of the year we have our project showcase where our students display the project work that they have done, and that is a public event, but our primary interest there is getting the students and people from industry together. And so the students do a bit of a sales job with their project and display it to not only their family but to industry. And we have a highlight of that is we have the tutor's choice, which is generally the students with the highest marks, but we also have on that night the industry who are there, the industry members. We task them with giving us their 1, 2, 3 picks, and so we have an industry choice that night, and that's really the top prize. And also nationally, we have a couple competitions that will enter our prize winners in, and we've won that a couple times too, including the prestigious Engineering New Zealand Student Innovator of the Year Award, which is open to all engineering schools, 2, 3, and 4-year programs across the country.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't actually, because I have, visited the other schools, and I do know of some of the awards in the culinary space because I've seen them. I just didn't. That's fantastic. So I think you've just touched on. I do want to go back and ask you about the internship component, because you've talked about the project placement. Are students required to do industry placements or internships as part of the program? Because for some students,
it's not an academic requirement. So what we do have, though, is we have the final year full project course, which more often than that has an industry sponsor, an industry partner. So you're doing work for them, and it's they are the client effectively.
That's right.
So if that relationship works out well, it often can end in a job for the student. So so we don't have work placements per se. That being said, we do have some flexible options within the degree where we could allow a work placement to give you academic credit, but it's not something we set up because it's not a mandatory part of the program. But we do have our project courses, which more often than not are an industry project.
Thank you. So guys, just before I move on to construction engineering, you're looking at the bachelor's degrees, you're looking at the NZDIPs, you've got 3 majors in there. You've got the mechanical, civil, electrical. So if this is what you want to do, you need to be speaking to us now. I am on this previously. We didn't know what was going to happen. Now that we're going to invest all of our savings, we need to know what the output's going to be. So how does Ara help in those student placements of getting them connected with the industry? Kam, if you can just pick that one up first, please.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Yes, and for the Bachelor of Construction, we have we call it work integrated learnings, and actually work integrated learnings is about. It could be the job placement, it could be the guest speakings, and it could be the forum, it could be the project collaboration with the industry. And through these types of activities, basically, we try to enlarge the network of the students with the industry, and this is the way how we help them, and especially the job placement. And then we'll place the students to some of the companies like the Lees, the Downers, the CPB, these big companies, and then for a term of a job placement internship, and then after this period of time, and then they will come back to the courses, and then give us a kind of feedbacks on what they learned from the industry. And this is a way that how we help these people to connect it with the industry. Yes,
absolutely, because they are sitting in Christchurch, where this is sort of the hub. Some examples, some real life examples for us to get a head around what happens in these evenings, who's coming there, what sort of projects the students doing, what is actually happening there.
I think Rob described it really well. It's an annual exhibition of the students' work, and it's open to the public. So anybody who has an interest in construction or engineering will definitely attend the event. It's a major event on campus. We're so centrally located in the city, it's very easy access for people to come and see. And we do invite all the industry players. So the students, really it's up to them to really participate, be there on the spot and talk about their project work. But we train them for that. It's part of the applied learning process is engaging with industry right through your degree, and I think it works very, very well at Ara, which is why we have such a good employment success rate, I think.
Yes, Beth, they have lots of practice in the program doing presentations and creating display material. Arunima, just to add, so not only do we have the final capstone project event at the end of the year, but throughout the year, at least during normal years, not this year, but during normal years, we have 3 engineering journeys events where we'll bring in an employer or an employer association, and one of our staff members will focus on their area of expertise, and we'll talk about jobs in that area, some case studies, and also what our staff members' interest is in. So, for example, 2 weeks ago, it was about transportation and logistics, and so we had our staff member talking about his research in roading design and how New Zealand compares to his experience in America, his experience in China, and where we need to go from here. And then we heard from several companies, a director and a manager in the companies about what they're looking for in an employee and the various jobs and career opportunities that there are in their businesses.
Yeah, and the feedback from students is they find that interaction with industry so valuable, especially for the students that come from other countries, because learning about the workplace in New Zealand is vitally important to them getting a really good job at the end of their qualification.
Thank you. And I think that's why I wanted to spend quite a bit of time just trying to cover the industry part of it, so students can get a perspective or a little bit of insight into what actually happens, because you don't really get these kind of nuggets that, you know, Rob and you are sort of telling and Kam's saying in other sessions.